No motor that needs to be rebuilt is not a part the same day I get the motor. Got the motor a few hours ago. Still $100 in my pocket when I went to go buy it. Forgot to take that out when I went inside. Some leftover tools. Really, to take this motor apart, all you need is a 17, a 19, a 21, a 12, and a 10. And you can have the whole motor apart. That's pretty much all I needed. Just extra screwdrivers and stuff were just because I stripped a couple of screwdrivers taking apart some of the Phillips. But you see there's a lot of freaking metal in the bottom end. It's going to have to get cleaned out. What had happened was, looks like the thrush washer just exploded. You can see it's in half and it's right there on the connecting rod. Let me get you guys a flashlight. It's right there on the connecting rod. Thrush washer just exploded. The other rod bearing though is good. Perfect. This bearing right here could still be runnable. This one right here is shot. This one right here is shot. This one right here is not bad. So I mean, this one and this one are still good. These two are shot. And I'm pretty sure this right here is all one piece. This web, these two bearings, and this web. So you could still take off this web and this web, because this one's going to have to be redone because I had to hit on the crank because my flywheel puller stripped out on me. So I couldn't get it out, so I had to do the redneck way, but the crank was shot anyway. So you could still change this web in the rod bearing and this web in the rod bearing to rebuild the crank, which is good. Got all the parts over here. Measured my cylinders. They came out to be 20 over, so that's nice. I guess tomorrow I'm going to clean it up, pick up some gasket, whatever the frig it's called, because right over here I have a crank. Banshee crank. That rod bearing's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. The reason why I have this crank is because if you guys look back, my other Banshee, which right now is outside, when I bought it, the crank was stripped on the stator side. So I gave it to my friend to rethread. Took his dad 2.5 months to do it, but it's finally done. He gave it back to me. The reason why my Banshee's done is because I bought a crank for the other Banshee I have, which that motor's still apart. Cases are split. Here's the old crank out of it. Crank was bent, so I bought this crank, the other crank for that motor, but I figured I'd dump it in mine and get mine running, which I did. This is the crank that was out of mine. He just gave it back, so now it's a stock stroke. Rod bearings are perfect on it. All I gotta do is clean it up, clean up the cases, clean up all the old gasket maker, clean up the exterior of the cases, seal the cases, then when my top end kit comes, put that together. So I'm happy, and I guess I'll talk to you guys later.